What if I told you the biggest lie in budget phones isn't the camera? It's not the plastic build. It's the promise of a smooth experience. You see a great price, a big screen, a huge battery, but a few weeks later, you're staring at a frozen app, wanting to throw your brand new phone against a wall. Today, we're looking at two phones that live right on that line between bargain and breakdown. This is the Honor X5c Plus, and this is the slightly pricier Honor X6b. And the question isn't just which one is better, it's which set of compromises won't make you regret your purchase. The answer might surprise you. Okay, let's start with the good, because on paper, these phones are impressive for the price. The first thing you'll notice is the battery. The X5c Plus has a massive 5,260 milliamp hour battery, and the X6b is right there with it at 5,200 milliamp hours. To put that in perspective, think of the battery's mAh, or milliamp hours, as the size of a car's gas tank. These are huge tanks. Honor claims you can get up to 27 hours of social media browsing on the X6b. And honestly, for most people, this is easily a day and a half, maybe even a 2-day phone with light use. That's a huge win. The second thing they both have is a 90 Hz display. That means the screen refreshes 90 times a second, which should give you that smooth, fluid feeling when you're scrolling. A giant battery and a smooth screen. Sounds like the perfect budget phone, right? Well, that 90 Hz promise has a dark side, a dirty little secret that can make it completely useless on one of these phones. We'll get to that in a moment. First, let's talk about the one thing you'll notice before you even turn them on. Let's be real. At this price, you're getting plastic. Both phones are made of plastic, but the X6b feels a bit more modern. It has this nice matte finish on the back that doesn't attract fingerprints, which is a small but appreciated touch. But the real story here isn't the feel, it's the durability. The X5c Plus is a standard plastic phone. It feels solid enough. But the Honor X6b? This phone is secretly a tank. It has something called an SGS 5-star drop-resistant quality certification. That means it's been officially tested for drops from up to 1.5 meters. It has reinforced corners and an internal structure designed to absorb and spread out the force of an impact. Now, how many of you have ever had that hard-stopping moment when your phone slips out of your hand? For a cheap phone to have certified drop protection is a massive deal. It's a huge point for the X6b. Okay, so if the X6b is tougher, where did they both have to cut corners? The first place is obvious, the screen. Yes, it's 90 Hz, but it's a 720p HD Plus display, not Full HD. On a screen this big, you can see the pixels if you look closely. And because they use basic TFT LCD panels, the viewing angles aren't great, especially on the X5c Plus, and they don't get very bright, making them tough to see on a sunny day. The second compromise is the camera. Both have a 50-megapixel main camera that, in perfect daylight, can take a decent, good enough for Instagram photo. The colors are punchy, it's fine. But as soon as the lights go down, it all falls apart. The images get noisy, blurry, and just unusable. And don't even get me started on the extra cameras. That little 2-megapixel depth sensor? It's a gimmick. It's there so they can say dual camera on the box. The 5-megapixel selfie camera is also just basic. It'll do for a quick video call, but that's about it. Alright, it's time to talk about the single most important difference between these two phones. Remember that 90 Hz smooth screen I mentioned? This is where the lie comes into focus. The cheaper Honor X5c Plus runs on a MediaTek Helio G81 processor. The Honor X6b uses a slightly better Helio G85. Now, these are just numbers, so what does that actually mean for you? It means the engine in the X5c Plus struggles. It's not powerful enough to consistently push that 90 Hz refresh rate. So you get stutters, lag when you're switching apps, and a generally slow experience. It's like having a sports car chassis with a lawnmower engine. You have the feature, but not the power to actually use it properly. The X6b with its G85 chip isn't a speed demon, but it's adequate. It handles daily tasks much more smoothly. You can do some light gaming, and most importantly, that 90 Hz screen actually feels like a 90 Hz screen most of the time. The small bump in processor power makes a huge difference in day-to-day frustration levels. So, here's a question for you. What's a bigger brake dealer on a cheap phone? A camera that's only good in daylight, or performance so slow it tests your patience every single day? Let me know your biggest pet peeve in the comments. Okay, one last crucial battle. We know both phones have a massive battery that lasts a long time, but what happens when that giant gas tank is finally empty? With the Honor X5c Plus, you are in for a long wait. It supports just 15-watt wired charging. Filling up that huge battery will take a couple of hours easily. The Honor X6b, however, comes with 35-watt supercharge. Honor says you can get to over 30% in just 20 minutes, which is incredibly useful when you're in a hurry. Now, some users have reported that it doesn't always hit that top speed depending on the charger you use, but even so, it is leagues faster than the X5c Plus. This is a day and night difference in convenience. So, it's time for the verdict. Which compromise is worth making? You should buy the Honor X5c Plus only if your budget is stretched to its absolute breaking point. If you need a basic device for calls, texts, and the occasional browse, it will work. But for almost everyone else, the Honor X6b is the clear winner and the smarter buy. The slightly higher price gets you a phone that feels faster, charges much faster, and is literally built to survive a drop. It fixes the most frustrating parts of its cheaper sibling. For me, the laggy performance on the cheaper model is a compromise I just can't make. What's the one feature you absolutely refuse to compromise on no matter how cheap the phone is? Drop that in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If this helped you cut through the hype, hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you find the tech that's actually worth your money. See you in the next one.